Hello everybody, and welcome back to another installment of Life on the Internet. Hope everyone's doing well and enjoying the first couple days of the new year. Today we're going to be making pork katsu bone-in, and I have my prep station set up here so we can go ahead and bread it first. So what we have at these workstations, flour, egg, and panko, and each of the flour and the panko, we have paprika, we have onion and garlic powder, we have pepper, salt, cayenne pepper, and chili powder. Also in the panko mix, we have some pecorino and parmesan. I'm going for a little spicier type of feel with this recipe, and hopefully we get that color and we get that flavor as well. Alright, so we have a lot of components as usual, and kind of cliffhangers in there if you stay tuned. But first we're going to go ahead and whisk this egg up. Alright, we're going to go ahead and mix our flour mixture. Like I said before, this is not a traditional way to prepare katsu, but it is, after all, your kitchen, so your rules, right? Hands. All right, everything's mixed up now. We're gonna go ahead and bring the star of the show out. It's been dry brining for about 12 hours. Just salt, pepper, parsley, and some green onion on both sides. So it's pretty simple, but it's gonna add a lot of flavor. Here she is, dry brining just on a plate. I flipped it once, but it's no big deal. The salt's absorbed. That was the biggest importance to me for seasoning and to help tenderize pork, because we all know pork can get really tough, especially if you overcook it. And we'll get into that once we start cooking it, but first we're going to go ahead and dip this in the flour. Make sure it's covered pretty nicely. Want to create a dry canvas for that egg to stick to, and following that, the breadcrumbs to stick to. Make sure you have all sides, kind of, and into the egg wash. And we're going to put it in the panko, press down. Alright, perfect. Now what I'm going to do is just leave this cutlet right in here, pop it in the refrigerator, and bring it out when we're ready to shallow fry. Alright, catch you in the next shot. Okay, so we're back. So as you see here, we have some green beans. These are raw. I prepped them by just cutting off the ends because they were looking a little dingy. But if you don't mind the stems or dingy looking ends, you can go ahead and keep them in. If anything, it's just extra fiber. So what we're going to do with these green beans today is blanch them. It's a type of preparation you would do to vegetables to help maintain their shelf life a little longer, as well as just prepping for meals. Like the next day, a lot of restaurants do blanching in order to just keep things moving quickly in the kitchen. So I'm going to go ahead and blanch all of these. We're not going to use all of them for tonight's dinner, but it's always good just to prep, just whip them up easy and cook them easier for another meal. So what we're going to do is we're going to get some water boiling, and we're going to add some salt. We want it to be heavily salted. This helps preserve the green beans that we're going to be blanching today. And what we're going to do is just put them in the water once it starts a decent simmer and let them simmer for about a minute or two or until they turn bright green. Okay, we finally have a decent simmer going on, and that's perfect. We're just going to add our green beans. I'm doing all of them. It's going to bring down the temperature, which is fine. Okay, I say we're almost there. We'll give them about 30 more seconds. Then we're going to go ahead and transfer them over. Transfer them to the cold water. These are our green beans. We're going to set them aside and let them chill out for a little bit. No rush. Catch you in the next shot. For our next step, we're going to do a play on Katsu sauce. We're going to go ahead and add some bacon. Going to go ahead and add some sweet onion. We're going to cook that down. And the bacon's still getting that crispy vibe, so it's important. A key note when cooking bacon, low and slow wins the race actually. Getting that crispy, tasty bacon. I'm going to go ahead and add our second aromatic garlic. Minced garlic. This is going to go ahead and slow cook down to some Worcestershire sauce. Good. There we go. And actually some fresh ground ginger. Some oyster sauce. Saucing it up. This is salty, so keep that in mind. We could always put more salt in, but you can't take salt out. We're gonna add some ketchup. A little bit of rice vinegar. And to that we'll add about 1.5 tablespoons brown sugar. And we're gonna go ahead and mix and let that cook down for a little bit. And some sriracha. Gonna add a little bit of sesame oil. A little bit. I mean that. Sesame oil is strong and it's easy to overdo it. Gonna go let her sit. Our bacon jam, Katsu bacon jam, everyone. Here, set that to the side. So next we're gonna focus on cooking up that pork chop we got going. So I took it out the fridge to let it come up to room temp. After a little bit, we're gonna add some oil. This is regular old canola oil. What we're doing is looking to shallow fry. And we will add a couple dashes of sesame oil. That's like 4 dashes. I'm gonna go ahead and drop this in right now. We're gonna go ahead and give her a turn. Oh yeah, nice and crispy. Fun fact, the more you flip it, the faster it cooks. So keep flipping, just keep flipping. Looking good, we're looking good here. I believe it's time to take her off We're gonna go ahead and put her on a wire rack and into the oven on just 200 degrees. Let it rest and finish up cooking. The pork chop is nice and safe in the oven. All right, first we're actually gonna start off with browning some garlic. Perfect. Awesome. We will add a little bit of ginger, some sesame seed oil, just a little bit, some soy sauce. Remember, we cooked these earlier, so these babies should be good to go. A little more salt. Crispy, crunchy garlic green beans. We are here, finally. I'm very nervous about cutting into this thing because of how thick it was, but I think we cooked it to its doneness. Like I said, a little pink is okay. Not too much pink in this big boy, so 145 is the degree level we need to go to. So we're gonna just cut straight into the middle here. And she's looking perfect, actually. Some rice I made earlier for this dish. I'm gonna go ahead and plate up green beans to the side. Last but not least, but this is our nice bacon jam we got going. We need to put a good amount. Let's go ahead and taste. Get over it. Getting some of that bacon jam for first bite. Give it a try, guys. I'm gonna go have dinner now. In the next one. See you in the next one. All right, babe. Let's eat.